The rules were different then. It was Canada. It was like living in the Wild West. There were no SATs.
Here we are, and welcome to another episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast, where we invite you to join our family for about an hour, maybe less, maybe more. Not sure where it's going to go today. And talk about movies and television, hear what's happening in our lives. I'm joined by my two sisters that are far away from me, many time zones away. Lily in the Canary Islands, how are you?
I'm good. Today's Mother's Day here, so I had a really fun day. I was treated to a very oily massage with lots of essential oils. They're very in now, guys. Shout out cousin Vanessa.
Yeah, I'm diffusing right now. Diffusing some essential oils right now. A little citrus fresh. Thanks, cousin Vanessa.
And it was really nice. And when I got my massage as my gift, there was like a massive flower arrangement in the massage room that my husband left for me. So that was like a very big surprise. It was like flowers and a massage.
So you have already been treated better.
Have a tantrum. So it was just like a complete day.
So you have already been treated better on Mother's Day than we ever treated our own mother on Mother's Day.
Probably, yeah.
Yes, correct.
Becky, how are you doing? Becky's in California.
I'm recovering. I had a very nasty virus last weekend with lots of puking.
Oozing.
And it was bad. And it's gone, but it's one of those things that just knocks you right out. So I had a whole recovery week that I'm still easing out of. I love
when you get so sick that it goes beyond the recovery day. You get a recovery week.
It's like you're just wiped out.
I had one of those in, I would say, 1991, and it was amazing.
Yeah. So I'm really enjoying this fun employment / recovery week that I'm having.
Well, I'm glad you all are doing okay. We have a lot.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Are you okay?
You know what? We have a lot to cover. So
So you're taking one for the team by not telling us how you are. Gotcha.
If people want to know how I am, they can just follow
tweet
the
at
link.
you.
They can follow the link to Paula Abdul's live performance at the Billboard Awards, because that is all I needed. That really expresses all my emotions.
But were you really sitting at home watching the Billboard Awards?
No. I saw
I
saw the viral thing of her throwing the hat. And then I said, wait a minute, Paula Abdul's back? I'm not one of these people who ever, made her the butt of jokes the way Simon Cowell did. We knew in our house the talent that was Paula Abdul.
Love Paula Abdul.
We had the straight...
Wait, are you saying like she was on American Idol ironically?
She was made fun of a lot.
Was she?
Yeah. She was...
disrespectful.
But we were aware. We had the straight up VHS collection. Like we had that...
You know what we also have a video of? We also have a video of Lily. Lily in neon spandex.
And face paint.
Her long blonde hair, and I'm pretty sure like pink lipstick, performing her own choreography to Straight Up in our living room.
And this podcast is about to cross 10,000 downloads. And when we cross 10,000 downloads...
That has to
be 15,000?
No, 10,000.
Nope. Should be this week. We are going to celebrate.
It's really one of the best videos of my life is Lily. And you can't see the video of me, but I know Lily's moves. She does like these like hand pumps.
Oh yeah, the hand pumps.
Really great.
Lily's
and like stomping
your
feet with hand pumps. It's great.
Yeah, and hoarse voice direction giving to everybody.
And you were lip singing too.
So what I'm saying is that
but like not all the
should not download our podcast anymore.
This is a
I mean, she was like probably what Janet Jackson is to a lot of girls too. Janet Jackson was important to me, but more like in high school. I don't remember Janet Jackson being a thing when I was like in elementary school.
But
for me,
you realize she was popular before Paula Abdul was, because Paula Abdul choreographed
For sure.
the videos.
Yeah, for sure. But like to me, the Janet Jackson that I, remember loving came after that for me.
Velvet
So like
Rope
Paula
Tour.
Abdul, right? And Paula Abdul as like a dance icon in elementary school. It doesn't it was so important. I made multiple videos.
I just want to say, I remember as a kid seeing the Forever Your Girl video before I didn't knew who she was, and being so jealous of those kids because I had the biggest crush on her, and I was like, I want to be one of those kids in the Forever Your Girl video.
That is so cute.
Give me a little top hat, and I can, And then,
let's be serious. Had you actually gotten the opportunity, you definitely would have been too scared. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I can already see the face you'd make.
I was also jealous.
Top of the slide face.
I was also jealous of the animated cat that she danced with him.
But you and like many people.
Yeah. Incidentally, the animated cat played by the dance moves were done by Boogaloo Shrimp.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wait, there was no CGI then. What do you mean the dancers?
He was the prototype. Like he did the moves.
They probably
and they animated over it.
filmed him doing the choreography and then copied it.
Yep.
I'm guessing.
That guy, so prolific.
Everyone should check out that documentary, Boogaloo Shrimp, on Amazon Prime.
Ooh,
Okay,
I will.
this has been a period that is packed with pop culture amazingness. We've had Game of Thrones, Cobra Kai, tons of shows. It's like we were in a desert, and now we are in an insane jungle.
Like an
of
oasis.
stuff.
I have so much more to say about the Cobra Kai ending than I do about the last episode of Game of Thrones.
But here's the thing. How do we feel? Like, I get that I brought this upon myself. I had fair warning. However, how do we feel about not talking about the ending? What do you tell me?
No, because the ending is what I'm like. I'm having so many issues.
Okay,
I'm
then I will ask you another question. If you tell me the ending, will it ruin it for me?
No. You saw the most significant...
Okay, so it's not like this is like a massive spoiler. It's just how you feel about the ending.
It's just how I feel about the ending.
So then I don't care. I only have 2 episodes left.
I need to lay some groundwork. One.
So you're just skipping over Game of Thrones.
You're skipping over Game of Thrones?
Can we go to Game of Thrones second? Because I have so much to say about Cobra Kai first. Or can we? Can we do Cobra Kai first, or you have to?
I mean, I only go through the effort to make like show notes.
Like Cobra Kai.
Okay, fine.
A, I made show notes in an outline. B, I feel like it's a bit maybe like you're going to be embarrassed later in your life if you've outshined Game of Thrones.
You know what I think we should do actually? We're going to actually break down Game of Thrones separately. It will have already come out by now. Becky, let's just talk about Cobra Kai.
I don't mind doing Game of Thrones.
Becky, you've already burst us through the floodgates of Cobra Kai. I can see in your face you need to talk about it.
Okay, so let's start with a few things. So we have our main characters. We have Johnny, we have Daniel, Robbie, Miguel, and Sam. Those are our 5 main characters that we're following, right? Out of all of these characters, the one with the greatest stakes, who has the most to lose or the most to gain, is without a doubt Robbie. Why? Because he's estranged from his father with a difficult relationship. He's trying to repair and rebuild his life. He's a high school dropout. He has a criminal background. He's trying to make amends. He has the greatest stakes of because he dropped out of high school.
He's living with the only people who have taken care of him while dating their daughter.
But why? We know for sure he's dropped out of high school? That's a thing on the show?
In like season 1, we knew that. He was dropped out of high school.
He goes back to high school.
He goes back to high school because Daniel enrolls him.
It's good that you're back in school because the LaRussos make him go back in school.
Yeah, they re-enroll him. He's like, if you're going to live here, you have to go to school. So Robbie has the greatest stakes out of any character.
And for anyone listening, Robbie is
Johnny
Lawrence's son.
Right.
If anybody's listening and doesn't know that, they've turned this podcast off by now.
Then they're not listening. So, okay, absolutely. But yet, in the last episode of the season, he commits this sort of like accidental but pretty terrible act, which we can dive into separately, Shy, and then he disappears. And not only does he disappear from the rest of the episode, from all the epilogues, no one seems to be concerned about him, which boggles my mind. So one, I feel like he was robbed of the kind of dramatic ending, and they gave that to Miguel because somehow Miguel they think is a more important character, where I think like had something really terrible happened to Robbie, that would have actually been much more interesting. One, then two, no one seems to even care. Like,
are you saying it's bad writing, or there's a twist coming in the opening of
All
season
I'd say
3.
is that if there is not something major happening in the first episode of season 3 to address the fact that this absolutely horrible thing happens in the last episode, and then he's like dropped from everyone's consciousness, then it's really bad writing, and I'm upset. But right now, what I'm feeling like is that this
I'm
character
surprised at, because I feel like they've covered all corners. They brought back the original Cobra Kai.
Because I feel like this character, who has the greatest stakes, is basically used as a device to cause something for another character, and then his whole outcome is ignored. You don't have, like, Daniel does not seem to be concerned about him when they're in the hospital. Johnny doesn't seem to be wondering where his kid is. The police aren't looking for him. It's just like, oh, he did this terrible thing, and now no one cares about him. And I was so upset by this. That's where I'm at, yeah.
Is she taking it too far? I'm curious.
So...
I don't know. How did you process the Robbie Miguel fight and then the fallout for each of them? Where you have everything revolving around Miguel, but no one seeming to care about Robbie, and that's where I'm having like an issue. And also, like, think about it, had Robbie been the one that was hurt, you'd have Daniel like freaking out in the hospital. Daniel doesn't give a shit if Miguel's hurt. He doesn't even like that kid. What does he care if the kid breaks his back? He's like, all right, you're trouble.
So why don't we give the listeners some context? If you're watching,
I'd like some context.
If you're watching Cobra Kai, there are two main male students. There is Miguel